It's being reported in Turkey that two meetings will take place today as part of diplomatic efforts to end the war in Ukraine. The first is due to start at 7:45 Greenwich Mean Time, so in under an hour's time, and it will involve Turkish, US, and Ukrainian officials. A second trilateral meeting is then expected to begin at 9:30 Greenwich Mean Time. That's just over 2 hours from now, and it's being reported that it will bring together the Ukrainian and Russian delegations, with Turkey mediating. Well, these come after no talks between Russia and Ukraine on Thursday, despite officials from both countries being in Istanbul. Ukraine's President Zelensky did fly to Turkey as he promised, but Russia's President Putin did not. While the U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio arrived in Istanbul, he was attending a NATO meeting on Thursday, and he gave his assessment of where things currently stand.
We don't have high expectations of what will happen tomorrow, and frankly at this point I think it's abundantly clear that the only way we're going to have a breakthrough here is between President Trump and President Putin.
Marco Rubio there. Well, as we mentioned, Vladimir Putin has not made an appearance in Turkey, but his Ukrainian counterpart is there. Vladimir Zelensky confirmed Ukraine would send a delegation for these talks, but accused Russia of not treating them seriously, and he said that his priority was an immediate end to the fighting.
I believe both sides must demonstrate their willingness to negotiate. The first step should be an unconditional ceasefire. If that can be achieved today at the level of technical groups without leaders, then okay, there is no need to meet.
Well, a spokesperson for Russia's foreign ministry has labeled Mr. Zelensky as a clown and a loser and pathetic, and while the diplomatic efforts are being made in Turkey and Ukraine, however, the fighting continues, with Russia claiming its forces captured 2 more small settlements in the Donbass region on Thursday.
Hopefully today is the day when direct talks between Russia and Ukraine restart, talks about ending this war. As you say, Kasha, hopes are running pretty low. They're not getting any higher, but at least they'll be in the same room for the first time in 3 years, though the Russian delegation spent the whole of yesterday waiting for the Ukrainians. Here in Istanbul, it's a low-level delegation led by presidential advisor Vladimir Medinsky and Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine spent a lot of time thinking, does he send anyone to meet such a low-key figure? And he's dispatched his defense minister Razmov, who's coming to Istanbul later today. I'll give an example of how different the Russian and Ukrainian positions are. While Volodymyr Zelensky says that his team's mandate is focused on ceasing fire immediately, the Russians, they've been saying throughout yesterday that they're focused on long-term peace and removing the root causes of what they call this crisis. And translated from Kremlin speak, this is basically, it means that no, they're not really interested in ceasing fire. What they're interested in addressing what started this war in Kremlin's point of view, and that means the very existence of Ukraine as a sovereign state that can make decisions of its own. The presence of Marubia here in Istanbul, it adds weight to what's going on, even though he is not expecting much. Also, interestingly, the head of the Russian delegation, Vladimir Medinsky, he said yesterday that Russia was prepared to discuss compromises. What that means exactly is not clear, but hopefully it's a step forward and a sign of a little flexibility on Russia's part. Thanks for watching this video.